Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of One Pod Life. Now this week we've got a very special guest in the form of Andy Proudman. Now we all know Andy's part of the golf machine that is Me and My Golf, helping people achieve their dreams of getting their handicap down or even just improving their game in general. And yeah, what a great delight it was to have him on the podcast. Throughout the chat we learned a few things about Andy. For example, he started golf back when he was 13 years old, and he actually had a academy before he started Me and My Golf back in 2006, which he actually started with Piers Ward as well. We learn about how Me and My Golf was actually formed and the holistic approach that both Andy and Piers take on. And we also learn about Andy's reasoning for starting his own podcast called Live Like a Legend. Now, I was pretty excited about this one, and I think you guys will enjoy it. So please welcome Mr. Andy Proudman. Welcome to the One Pod Life podcast, Andy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No, thanks for coming on. Obviously, I don't know if you remember, we actually met back in May last year at the YouTube Golf Day.
Yes, I remember. Yeah, I was helping you out with some yardages or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but
yeah, you saw me struggling trying to read the course guide and was like,
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Not gonna lie, that was probably the highlight of my day, meeting you guys, you and Piers. Not only because I've been following Me and My Golf obviously for quite some time before that. And knew you was going to be there, but I was like, how do I approach them? And obviously you approached me, so I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Right, so obviously, yeah, so you're a PGA coach, obviously with Me and My Golf, with Piers Ward. But you started golf when you were about 13 years old, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
So what got you into golf when you were 13?
It was more of I'm just sort of, my dad wasn't really a golfer, but it was, he would we've got a course down the road from us, which is like a par 3 course, pitch and putt, the longest holes, 125 yards, most holes are between like 70 and 80 yards.
Yeah.
So we just go down there on on a Sunday morning, and we'd go with another family and we'd sort of play, and then we'd go for a cup of tea after. And it was just fun, really. It was nothing, It was nothing about the golf, really. It was just a bit of fun. And then I just really enjoyed it, and I got into it more and more, and I was doing loads of other sports at the same time. And then I was just like, I really enjoy this golf. Then I started to go on a slightly bigger course and sort of, wasn't very good really, but I just really enjoyed it anyway. And then I wouldn't mind joining a golf club. So I joined Oxley, a golf club up the road from me, Oxley Park, when I was 13. And then I had to give up my football. It was like, right, if you're going to do that, you've got to give up another sport so you can play that. So I gave up football and just started then, joined the golf club when I was 13. And as soon as I joined the club, that was it really. I was hooked, and I was, spending as much time as possible there, especially during the 6 weeks. I'd get dropped off in the morning, and then I'll be picked up on the night when it was dark. So that was sort of the start of it, really.
Because it's one of the, I can't say regret because it's not a good thing, but it's one of the things I wish I'd done when I was younger. Obviously, I played football till I was about 30 and then turned into golf a few years after that. But after hearing all the stories, I got dropped off when I was 13, played 6 weeks every day. I was like, I wish I could do that when I was that age.
Just have a break from work, you'll be fine. Just have just get in the golf club.
Yeah. I'll tell the girlfriend, I'm taking 6 weeks off, sorry. But no, I think, well, is that the par 3 course that you play? Is that the one that you on your latest YouTube video with Piers?
That's the one, yeah. That's the one. That was Three Hammers Golf Complex. That was where I started my golf, and that's where me and Piers started the academy together in 2006. So
right, okay. I didn't realise you had an academy before that.
Yeah. That was where we joined sort of partnership to coach in 2006 for 6 years and ran that academy there.
Nice.
Great place, really good place. Yeah, it was brilliant, really.
No, good stuff. Now, obviously, everyone knows you didn't really want to go into becoming a playing professional. You said on your bio on your website as well that you obviously you felt like you didn't have the belief that you could actually do it. Obviously, probably took you on the path you're on now, where you actually do a lot of sort of positive talking and mindset performance stuff with yourself personally, and obviously you talk about having a holistic approach to coaching. But what was so back then how old were you when you decided actually I don't want to become a playing pro and I actually want to be a coach?
I think I was probably around 15 or 16 when I thought I'd really like to do this for a job, because I'd have a coach. There was a coach down at Oxley Park where I played called Dan Bateman. Okay. And I'd go for coaching with him. And I just really enjoyed the coaching sessions. So I'd come away and I'd get better straight away. I'd learn during the coaching session, and I'd just go away feeling great. Like I don't know what it was. It was just like I got on well with the coach. I'd improve. I'd see the progress. I'd learn, and it was just like I just love doing this.
Yep.
And I just remember thinking, this is such a great thing, and I would always feel great. Wouldn't it be great to be able to do this for somebody else?
Yep.
So I think that was one of the reasons and the main driver really behind me wanting to be a coach. I just thought, well, this is such a great experience for me. I'd love to be able to do that for somebody else at some point. Yep. And I think once I'd experienced that, it was like, right, yeah, I'd love to do this.
No, I must admit, it is when I go and see a coach, it is nice to come away thinking, oh, I've learned so much, and that person's helped me move forward in my career. So I can't imagine what it feels like the other way around, where you see the person also improving. You must feel sort of proud as well, which is quite
yeah, it's the best. It's the best thing, that is. It really is the best thing. And even when now, you know, even with the videos that we do now online, mm-hmm. the best times are when we go to a golf club and someone comes and says hello and says your videos have really helped, and they'll even give a specific drill. They'll say, oh, that K-bomb thing that you did, that worked great with my driving. And it's like, that's the best feeling. And that's the reason we do it, because to have the impact on others, and even from, you know, wherever we go in the world, if we go to America or wherever it might be, somebody comes and says that video helped or your videos are helping. It's like, it's just an amazing feeling to actually get that impact when you've never even seen somebody as well. So power of YouTube, that is, which is great.
Yeah. They know you inside out, but you have no idea who they are.
Exactly. Yeah. You forget sometimes you see somebody and they go, oh, have you had a nice time there? And you go, oh yeah, people are actually watching where we're going. You forget sometimes.
I even get that, and I've hardly know anybody, and people constantly, oh, how'd you get on that game? I'm like, how did you know about that? I'm like, oh yeah, you saw it on Instagram.
How'd you get on Sky Sports?
Yeah. What you do is you shank a ball into your back garden. That's what you do.
Exactly. Yeah.
So did you actually play any sort of competitive golf as a youngster then, or did you just go straight into coaching?
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, I played a lot of competitive. I'm really competitive, and I do love competing. So, did a lot when I was younger as a kid, and then when I turned pro, which I was around about probably 18, 19, you have to then compete as a professional.
Yep.
Because you need to go down that journey of playing as well, and you know, to become qualified, you need to do that. So, as soon as I turned pro, then I competed, and it was interesting because as soon as you turn pro and you start playing in professional tournaments, it's like a different level up. And then you realize, okay, I need to step my game up. So I remember turning pro and playing in one or two tournaments, and I was like, right, I need to step my game up. Mm-hmm. My short game wasn't good enough. And so I really worked hard for a while on my short game. And I went to see a different coach actually as well in Nottingham.
Okay.
And I did okay. I actually won a couple of professional events, which was really good. I won the Midland Assistants Championship up in the Cavendish Golf Club, mm-hmm. Which was really good. And then I won the Staffordshire Match Play Championship.
Nice.
So Little Aston. So although I didn't want to play, anything that I want to do, if I can't win, I don't really like it.
Right. Okay.
I like to be doing something, and if I'm in something, I want to win.
Yeah,
I don't like not. Yeah, I don't like entering something and not being able to actually challenge to win. So the motivation for me and having some failure, getting into playing and not being actually good enough, I'm like, I don't like this. So right, I've got to use that and start practicing a bit more.
Yeah.
And that paid off.
Okay. So did you turn pro as soon as you could, or did you wait to a certain sort of handicap level, or did you get to like 4-3 and go, right, that's it, I'm turning pro because I want to get my coaching badges, and off I go?
Exactly, yeah. So I got to 4. I was on 4 for a while, and then I turned pro. Yeah, it was all about let's get to 4, and then let's just turn pro and do my coaching stuff. It was never right, I want to get to +1 and do that. I was like, as soon as I can turn pro and start my training. Yep. That's what I wanted to do, really. So yeah, that's what I did.
Okay, that's kind of my mentality at the moment, because I've got aspirations of playing professional golf. Now I just want to get to the mini tour level to begin with. That's my aim, and my thinking is get to 4. And then let's just turn pro and see what happens. Yeah. But I know, obviously, I'm not crazy. I know it's hard. It's a hard game. And obviously, like you said, you get to that pro level, it's a whole nother good ball game and a whole nother set of skills you got to learn. But chuck yourself in the deep end, I say.
well, as soon as you chuck yourself in the deep end, it's going to do one or two things. It's going to throw you back out, or you're going to go, right, I've got to learn to swim pretty quick.
Yep.
And you're going to have to, it'll step your game up with your practice, and you'll learn so much from being amongst players who are shooting 3 under every time they go out. And I think that's the difference, really.
Good stuff. All right. So where did you do your PGA training? Did you go to the Belfry like everybody else does, or did you go elsewhere?
Yeah, Belfry, yeah. So it was 3.5 years, and you'd go every year for a week, spend a week there learning with all the coaches there and the rest of the UK, and some people coming over from Spain and Ireland and things like that. It was a great experience, actually.
No, I bet.
Really good.
So you have to work alongside it, didn't you, at a golf club? Is that correct?
Yes, this is where I worked at the Three Hammers in the shop. I was just working in the shop there and doing a little bit of coaching. Once I turned pro, once I was doing my training, you could start coaching. So I was in the shop and doing bits of coaching on the driving range after that as well.
Good stuff. Okay. So obviously everything you've done till today, is, like you said, turned you into sort of a holistic golfer. How would you describe that to someone?
How would I describe that to somebody? Yeah. I think that what I'm fascinated by is just, I suppose, human beings and how to get the best out of human beings, and whether that be from a technical aspect, whether that be from a physical aspect, or whether it be from how we think and how we manage our emotions and minds. So I think from that side of things, anytime that we're coaching anybody, and certainly in the flesh, more so in the flesh.
Yep.
I'm not just looking at their golf swing. I'm listening to what they say. Mm-hmm. You know, we'll get them on the golf course and I'll listen to how they speak. I'll watch how they move, in terms of, you know, their posture and their body language and things like that, looking at their decisions. So, but basically the way myself and Pierce coach it is very holistic, and we're just looking at all the avenues to get the best out of that person. And there's just so many, you know, having somebody on the driving range for a lesson, looking at their golf swing is such a small part. Yeah. And what you don't see on the range is you don't see their club selection, you don't see the decisions, you don't see the reactions, you don't see the routines. So there's so much left to improve if you can get out on the golf course. And we love doing it. We'll go on the golf course and coach and sort of go for 9 holes with a lot of our students, and we'll go first couple of holes, we'll just watch them and ask them questions and just get into their mind and see what they do. And then, you know, there's so many things that you can improve. And if the listeners to this haven't been out on the golf course with the pro, they're missing out on shots. Yeah. Because that's where you're playing the game. That's where you're going to identify some areas to improve. And it's a key thing that I'd recommend that anybody could do, really.
I'll put my hands up. I've only ever done it once.
Done it once, yeah.
Yeah, it's something I obviously I need to do more often, because it's all good being on the driving range, hitting golf balls, and I've hit 3 perfect now. Let's move on to something else. Yeah. But under pressure on the golf course, knowing that that's the only golf ball you've got, or obviously got more in your bag, but that one needs to stay in play and everything. It's a whole different ball game.
It is. And then when it doesn't go to plan, what do you do then? Yeah. How do you react and things like that? So.
No, I do.
It's fascinating in golfers, isn't it? Because there's so much involved in it. It's so hard. That's the thing. It's such a hard game.
No, I think that's been a big eye opener recently, especially the last sort of year, that people are realizing that it's a hard game, and there's more facets than just hitting a golf ball. There's the mental side of things. There's the fatigue side of things. So you do have to look at it like you are from an overall holistic view, and go, right, how can I get the best out of this person?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I think there's people out there who are just obsessed with swing.
Yep.
And yes, swing is one part, but I tell you what, you can go down the swing route, but you see a lot of golfers with a dodgy looking golf swing who can actually get it around, score, and they're great golfers. So
100%.
It's a small part of it that you've got to look at, but you can't really lay all your eggs in that basket, and you're missing out if you're not looking at other areas.
So let's move back again to 1993 when you met Mr. Piers Ward at Oxley Park. So did you know Piers at all before that, or was it just that you just bumped into him and became friends and moved on from there?
Yeah, it was literally when I joined the golf club, and he was working in the shop.
Okay.
And it was literally, it was just started playing junior golf. So you you're going down the golf club not knowing anybody, and then you're trying to get a handicap, and then you're putting your name down, you're writing your name on the board for a competition, and you'd always see, you know, PSH Ward, and obviously that was Pierce and a few other lads there as well. It was a great environment at the golf club there, at Oxley Park, because there was myself and Pierce. There was Chris Ryan. Chris Ryan actually played there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a junior golfer there, and we had another guy, Kevin Hale, who's used to be the pro. He's actually the pro at one of the coaches at Forest of Arden as well, with Chris. Right. And another guy called Craig Thomas, who's now the pro at Oxley Park.
Oh, okay.
So there's 5 of us there who played golf together, who all went on to turn pro.
Nice.
So it was a real good environment at that golf course, and that was again another key factor. Yeah,
pushing each other to perform better and say, I want to beat that person today, and so forth.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know, I wasn't anywhere near as good as Pierce or Kevin, because they'd been playing a little bit longer than me.
Right,
but you know, I quickly sort of formed relationships with them and played golf with them, and because they were better than me, I'd learn faster and sort of, you know, progress in an easier way.
No. Well, they do say that if you want to get better, play with people that are better than you, because you will pick it up pretty quick. So testament right there, isn't it? So I like it. Okay, so like I said, I didn't realise that you and Piers actually had an academy from 2006. I thought you went straight into Me and My Golf, but what was the period between doing the academy and moving towards founding Me and My Golf? So
we started the academy in 2006. We always said we wanted to do some coaching together, and you know, we've got this nice driving range. So we said, right, these are all the things that we want to do. We set a load of goals that we wanted to achieve.
Yep.
And we'd sort of achieved them within probably 4 years, really. We'd done everything we wanted to do, created a studio, created a junior program, an adult program, a ladies program, and done all these things. And then we were really busy. Academy was great. And probably about 18 months before we left, we were like, okay, what's next? We'd sort of done all our goals, and we're like, what's next? Really, something's missing here. We felt that we did a great job of coaching, but we were like, I think we're a little frustrated with golfers coming to us for lessons.
Yep.
And we're going, they're just getting the same things wrong. Like the guy who come to us and we go, he's been told the wrong thing, or he's thinking the wrong things here, and you know, he's got the wrong concept in his mind. And having the wrong concept shapes the wrong movement and things like that.
Yep.
So we're like, let's create a YouTube channel and just put some stuff out there. We knew other people were doing it, but not really in golf that much. And we said, let's just create a YouTube channel and put some content out there. So we just started doing that, which was really uncomfortable at the start. We didn't have a clue what we're doing. And we just started doing that. And then we thought, well, we don't really want to be coaching 7 days a week or 6 days a week, which we were doing, unsociable hours.
Yep.
Not really delivering probably as good a quality as we could. We wanted something different, really. We just felt that we needed something different. And as much as we love coaching, we were like, well, we wanted to do something different and create a slightly different life for ourselves. So that was when we actually just quit the academy. That this was the best part. We had this busy academy, and we actually just said, let's just quit the academy and let's go traveling for 3 months around the world.
Right.
And so that's exactly what we did. And we said, well, let's have nothing to come back to. Don't try and sort anything out for when we're back. Let's have nothing to come back to. So when we come back, we'll just be all in on something.
Yeah.
So we went around the world for 3.5 months. Literally went to the US, the whole of the West Coast, Chicago, West Coast and East Coast. Yep. And then we went to Australia, Hong Kong, China.
Nice.
And we created a few videos as we went around, you know, some content with some coaches and facilities and different things like that. And then had some time off and just enjoyed ourselves, really, to think and get out of the space, really.
Well, I was going to say, that's 3.5 months is a good time to have a lot of productive conversations about what it is you want to do moving forward. And I guess the Me and My Golf was born during those 3.5 months. And like you said, recording content with different coaches around the world will be a great experience anyway. So
yeah, the ball was sort of rolling then, really. Yeah. And then we got back and we were like, okay, what are we going to do? We got back in July 2012 and we're like, okay, what are we going to do? So we just made the decision then. We sort of had this vision of where the content was going and where social media was going. And we just said, right, okay, let's just go all in on this. Let's just put the next few years into just creating consistent, good content, put it out in the world, and let's see what we get back, and just do that. And that's sort of what we did, really.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure you can say it's worked.
Yeah, no, it's been exactly. Pretty crazy, really.
You've hit some quite big milestones recently, haven't you, with Me and My Golf? So I just checked, obviously, YouTube channel, you've got 700,000 subscribers now, which is great. On Instagram, you almost got 339,000 followers, which is a crazy amount of people. How many members have you now got through the website?
We're up to, I think we're getting close to 15,000.
Wow. Okay.
So we're getting close to 15,000. Okay. So it's, and the website is our main, I suppose not our main focus, but it's where our best and most of our efforts go into. Mm-hmm. Social media is obviously, we put a lot of effort into that, but we create a lot of detailed plans on the website, which is, we're excited about. And this is where we see some of the best results as well. Some of the members and what they say, it's, it's rewarding again on the same thing when people 100%. Say, I've done the Break 100 plan and I broke 100 in 3 weeks, or things like that, really. So
good.
It's a good community over there.
Yeah, social media is just a byproduct of obviously the YouTube channel and the website. So this helps you get the message out there, which is just easy, isn't it? So, and obviously showcase things like when you're playing or going to visit sort of Rory McIlroy, Dustin Johnson at the TaylorMade days and stuff like that. I love watching.
Yeah, exactly. They're good. They're good. Those days. We every time we go to one of those shoots, we sort of pinch ourselves and go, "Well, how have we ended up here? We were just having a chat with Rory McIlroy here, or DJ, or John Rahm." It's
my favourite ones crazy. I think it's the Jason Day driving one.
Yeah,
I like Jason Day, and Rory McIlroy out the bunker. I mean, really.
I know that was so good. The McIlroy one at the bunker was so good. We didn't know what he was going to do.
No,
and we just said, and he just took it away. We're like, Rory, just tell us what you do in bunkers. And he was like, right, okay, I draw this line. This is the tee, and this is how I play all these shots. I'm like, that is just absolute gold. The content that he gave that day was just so good, and he made it look so easy. That's the thing. He made
that's the annoying thing about it.
So easy.
It's not that easy, Rory. Come on.
I know. But no, he was class. And he is the nicest guy. Rory is just like the nicest guy out there. So, it's good when you can do that and you can work with these guys, and they're really good guys as well.
No, good stuff. Well, I think also you guys have had quite a big, last week, a really pretty big week, I'd say, because you had Aaron Rye almost winning in the tournament over in, was it Ireland, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. It was, yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately finished second, but I think that's a great testament to you guys. Obviously, it just shows that what you're doing works, and that someone like Aaron Rye can get to that level and almost win a tournament.
Yeah, do you know what? Aaron's journey has been just it's been amazing to be a part of. It's a very unique situation with Aaron because I've known Aaron since he was 3 or 4.
Okay.
From the Three Hammers. He used to come down the Three Hammers where I worked.
Yep.
I used to have, when I worked in the shop, he'd come in on the night and we'd have putting competitions in the shop, and I'd go out on the range and we'd sort of have little matches and stuff. And then when he was 11 years old, me and Pierce, I think the year we joined the Three Hammers, me and Pierce started coaching him when he was 11.
Uh-huh.
And it's been just an interesting thing that we would have conversations that he was always going to be on the European tour. So there was never any doubt for us that he was, even at 11, 12 years old,
really,
that he was going to do something special.
Okay.
And we'd even talk to him and we'd say, look, when he's 12 or 13, we would go, look, when you're on the tour and when you're playing in the Masters and when you're playing in the Open, we just knew that he was going to do something special because his attitude is just, it's unbelievable, really. So to be able to sort of play a role and help a young lad, a young kid turn into a European tour player and see him last week compete and finish second, and just how he handles himself on the golf course and we've seen him go from literally a young kid to a man, and it's just been a brilliant thing to be a part of. And he's going to do something special. Aaron is.
He looks like he's going to do something special.
He's good.
But again, that's your ultimate goal, isn't it? You took him from when he was, like you said, 3 years old, and you've got him to that level, and that's satisfaction for you, isn't it? Like you said, going back to when you realised you wanted to be a coach, that's the ideal. That's the ideal scenario.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. And look, our role is, it's just great to be a part of it. And Aaron is a very unique individual that people would look at him and just go, yeah, he's a talented guy, but he works harder than anybody else that I know. He doesn't drink, he doesn't go out, he hasn't really got much of a social life.
Right.
Golf is his life. Okay. And he works extremely hard, and you know what it's like. The people who do that, they're going to get the rewards, and it's just great to see him doing what he loves. And he's challenging us as well. That's the good thing, having a good player like Aaron makes you step your game up, because
I was going to ask that.
Responsible for him as well.
Yeah, because obviously every time he steps to the upper level, you've got to step up a level and find new things to keep him entertained, or not entertained, keep him going and keep him improving as well. So it must be hard on you and peers.
It is, but it's great because we're just learning a lot as well. Yeah. This last lockdown was a blessing for us and Aaron, because it enabled us to do things that he wouldn't have been able to do. We worked a lot on different parts of his game, short game, especially in understanding rough lies and things like that, proximity to the hole with his irons, did a lot of stuff. So to see that play out in a tournament last week was, and sort of get the rewards for that was fantastic, really. But just shows that you were on the right path with him, which is good.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, and that leads on to my next question quite nicely then. So from everything you've done since 2006, obviously getting Aaron through from 3 years old to now, what would you say are the typical attributes that make a professional golfer?
Typical attributes. Work ethic, number one. Belief that you can actually do it. Your environment that you are surrounded in.
Okay.
What else? I think they're three pretty strong ones.
They are pretty strong. Can you elaborate on the environment one for me?
I think just the people who you play with, the people who you are getting coaching and advice from, the people who are closest to you, really. Yep. They're going to influence you they're going to influence you, whether it's a good or a bad, way. So again, having a great coach, I would say that if you've got a good coach who you can trust and has your best interest at heart, then that's just a key component. Aaron would be successful, I think, without us. Yep. But I also think it would be hard without us, because I think we offer a lot to him as well, because of the helping accelerate a lot of his learnings and keep him on track and things like that. So having a great coach, I think, is just massive.
How have you, sorry, I've just thought of another question. How have you coped with sort of drawing a line between, obviously you've known since he was 3 years old, so at some point it's probably not a conversation, but like an idea that you are probably friends as well as coaches. Is it hard to distinguish the two?
No. No, it's really easy. It's really easy. It's just I think it's every time we see him, it just works. It's every time we see him, we have so many. A coaching session for us with Aaron it's so strange. We can sometimes get there and talk for 2 hours. Yep. And just have a chat. And then a lot of the stuff's on the golf course, things like that. But there's no real. I think it's just it just works.
Okay, that's great to hear. So you've obviously got your little side project, shall I say? Your podcast, Live Like a Legend, which is the reason why I actually started doing my podcast, because you actually inspired me to do something and try and better myself. So my outlet was the podcast. So thank you for that. But what was the reason why you started it?
Probably a similar reason to you. I would listen to other people and I'd listen to other people's podcasts, and I felt that I had a message or some value to give back out to the world. And I just thought, this is something that I really want to do. I just wanted to be able to share some either experiences, some stories, some value that I've been through that I think could potentially help people.
Yep.
And also for myself to be able to get other guests on and learn from them and create a nice environment. And I think the podcast thing, it's a good thing for others, but at the same time, it's great for you, because when I sort of, let's say I do a podcast and it's talking about some experiences or something that I've learned this week, well, I'm sort of coaching myself, really. When I talk about it, I'm sort of not only getting it out there to other people, but I'm drumming it into my mind as well. So it's a win-win, really. And it's almost like therapy. you can have a chat and you go, well, I'm getting the therapy session here for myself, talking to myself. But but no, I mean, for me there, it was like, I just feel like that if there's anybody out there who were almost a little bit like me at a younger age, and some of the things that I've done over the last, I'd say 6 to 8 years, I just wouldn't have thought were possible 10 years ago. So I'm like, well, how many people are playing it small and don't have the belief that they can do things? And, for me, I'm like, I want to be able to encourage people to actually think and understand that they can actually do so much more than they think they can. So for me, the podcast is there to help people maybe just get out of their own way, stretch their imagination and go, well, actually, I can do a lot more than I think.
No, definitely. I'm a big believer in, if you can achieve anything you want to put your mind to, and if you put the time and the effort in, you will actually get what you want. And I think that's a big attribute that you talk about on your podcast, which is the reason why I drew to it quite quickly and then jumped on board with it, really. Yeah,
I think it's just a key part. And we were at a business seminar last week, and I've heard this before when I went to a Tony Robbins seminar. They talk about success, and they say that, look, 80%, success is 80% psychology and 20% strategy.
Right. Okay.
So I'm like, well, if we can understand, if success is psychology, then we just need to change our mindset on things and understand things. And it's 20% strategy. Well, how many people there just have got their own mindset?
No, definitely.
So yeah, I think it's a key part.
No, good stuff. All right. Now, you're normally used to firing quick fire questions at other people on your podcast. So I thought I'd fire a quick few at you.
Perfect.
So, out of all the people you've played with, who would you say is or watched even, who's your favourite golfer?
Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Without doubt.
Yeah, I know.
Without doubt. It has to be. Yet to do anything with him yet, but that day, when we do some stuff with these guys, it's like you do feel a little nervy speaking to Rory McIlroy, but it gets less and less.
Yeah.
But I know if that day comes when we get Tiger on the range talking about his iron play, that's going to be a good day.
Have you? I guess you've met him in the past.
Very loosely, not really, not properly. So,
not even at the TaylorMade golf days.
Well, we've just been close. We've just sort of been close. We've said hello, but that's literally it.
Right.
He won't have remembered it at all. So
fair enough. Okay, your favourite 4-ball.
Is this like a dream 4-ball or just
dream 4-ball? If you could play with 3 other people, who would it be?
Who would it be? Oh God, this is a tough one. There's so many out there. Tiger Woods. I'm thinking now, is it golfers or am I thinking like other celebrities and things like that? Maybe Will Smith. I think Will Smith would be a good one on the golf course to get.
Yeah, a lot of laughter.
One more. Yeah, definitely. That'd be fun. I'm trying to think. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Do you know what? I think somebody like Denzel Washington, I don't know where he's come from, but Denzel Washington, I think, would be a really interesting guy to play golf. I don't know if he even plays golf, but I think he is just, he's just a really interesting guy. So that's a new 4-ball for me. I've never said that before, but Denzel Washington. That's
an interesting one. Maybe we should try and get that going. I don't quite know how to do that, but we'll try.
No.
Okay. Favourite golf course you've ever played?
Favourite golf course would be, it's got to be, I think Sawgrass.
Yeah.
I think Sawgrass because, I played Sawgrass a few years ago and that was just, it was just immaculate and it was just so good to, every hole we got to, it was like oh God, this hole's good, isn't it? And it just kept getting better. We go, this was a nice one. And then you got to 17 and you're like, okay, here we go. You're definitely nervous on that tee standing on there with it looks so wide, that green does from the TV.
Yeah.
But when you're there, it looks really, it's actually really small.
Did you have the grandstand around the outside as well?
We did, yeah. We had the grand. Yeah. They were building the grandstands as we were there, yeah.
Even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Good stuff. All right, that might be answer the next question. What's your favourite hole you ever played?
Favourite hole? God, there's so many. I'm probably going to miss something out here. That's the only issue. I'm trying to think back to all these courses. It could be 17. Yeah. 18th at Sawgrass is a great one though.
Okay.
Par 4 there. I think that's probably almost better than the 17th. Yeah, I'm probably missing a hole out there though for some reason. Why can you not think of all these golf courses? It's like trying to remember a song. Exactly. It's actually quite hard to remember some music you like. But
that's why I thought I'd put these quick fires to you, because you're doing my job normally.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go with 18 because I can't think of it. I can't think of the other ones at the moment. 18 at Sawgrass.
Fair enough. And yeah, like I said, I watched your latest video, the par 3 one, where Piers actually got a hole in one, if you can count it.
Oh yeah.
And you said that you tally up who's got the most hole in ones, but who's actually had the lowest round out of you and Piers?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure actually.
No,
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know that actually.
Okay, well, what's your lowest round?
My lowest round is probably about 6 under, I'd say.
Okay, that's good.
I think that's probably my lowest round, 6 under.
Well, my best is 5 over, so I've got a long way to go to get to 6 under.
Well, do you know what, Lloyd? What we need to do is that you've only been on the golf course once with a coach. We need to get you down on the course and do some on-course stuff with you. That's what we should do. I'm
all over that one. Let's make that happen.
That we should do, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, Andy, thank you very much for your time. And like I said, in true Andy Proudman style, we've done this at 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning to start the day lovely, which is good. And thanks for coming on and give us some insight into yourself. A lot of stuff I didn't know about you, which is great. And how you and Piers formed Me and My Golf and how it's going from strength to strength.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. It's been great to be on here, Lloyd. And now we started the day right. I've got a live I'm going to do in the next 10 minutes, and we've got a new coaching plan that goes live at 8 o'clock this morning. So
great stuff.
It's a busy morning. So
good. I'll keep my eyes out then.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. And good luck for the rest of the day, and speak to you again soon.
Cheers, Lloyd. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate. A massive thank you to Andy for coming on the podcast and giving us a real insight into himself, and then how Me and My Golf was formed with Piers Ward. I love the fact that he's been involved with many golfers, high profile like Rory McIlroy, etc. But his main focus and the main thrill that he gets is when someone who he doesn't know has been watching the videos that he puts out and gives him praise and tells them, look, that video has really helped me out. And I think that's he like he said himself, that's the best feeling he can have. And as a coach, what else more would you want? Now, if you don't already follow Andy or Me and My Golf, head over to all the social media platforms, especially Instagram and YouTube. Give them a follow and a subscribe, and you too can start learning. I've learned a few things from watching their videos, so can't see why you can't either. Hopefully I can get a few more special guests lined up for the upcoming podcasts, as well as talking to the professional golfers I'm already talking to about how they're making it to the top of the game and trying to qualify through the mini tours. But once again, thank you for listening to the One Putt Life podcast. Like I said before, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can do One Putt Life. Hit subscribe buttons on all the platforms that you're listening to on this podcast, and I'll speak to you again soon.